Yo, what up, B? Shit, it's been a while. Fuck. Yeah, it's a bunch of unprofessional ass goddamn memories off the top of my fucking head that some of them might be wrong. I don't know, but just how I remember them. Shit. I want to say like a first memory. First memory was for sure that I can remember. I mean, I guess it was cool before then for me to walk to your house fucking naked and your mom answer the door and tell me to go put on some fucking, go put on, put on some fucking, she said, little boy, go put on some clothes. I wanted to hang out with you, you know? It was probably like about like 3 o'clock. I was probably like about 4 or 5 years old. I wanted to hang out with you. And my mom was cleaning and she was like, yeah, after I finish cleaning, I'm going to get you your clothes and then you can go to Byron house. I was like, okay. Yeah, she was taking way too long, buddy. So I just decided I didn't need any clothes. You know, I walk over there in my freaking diapers or whatever. I don't even know. It's probably, I don't know what the hell I had on. Probably, I don't know how old I was, whatever. I just remember your mom telling me to go home because I was naked. Uh, Nothing like really early memory. I remember your grandfather, of course, on your grandfather that say like on General Patton, uh, for some odd reason, he would call you B-Ron, like B-E-E dash R-O-N-E. Um, and one time, like a weird ass memory, like I can't say it's weird, it's just he took us to this house. It was like headed towards like North Lake Charles. And go like all the way to the right. I don't know if you know what this place is, but it seemed like it was like his shop or something. It was at a house. It was like an outside garage type thing, and I want to say there was like tools and stuff like there. And that's when he showed me that you memorized the Johnny Be Good song, whatever. Grew up in Louisiana, whatever. You know, I don't know why I remember that shit, but I'm just saying shit off the top of my head. Hopefully they in order. Probably won't be, but fuck it. Um, I just remember you being really good at games, like during the Nintendo, like the Rad Racer, the Contra, the Zelda, of course, Tetris, and all those Nintendo games you had. And you even had that Simon Says thing where you have to like punch it from the hit it from the memorization type thing, like the 4 different colors and whatnot. And then your next system, I'm stuck on games right now, skipping ahead a lot of years. Was the I just look forward at this fucking blank wall, so memories flood inside of my head. So you end up getting a Game Gear for Christmas, and I want to say that was like the that's why it bothered me because I want to say that was like the last system you had, because you had got like what was it like Mortal Kombat 2 maybe. Yeah, it was like Mortal Kombat 2. You already beat them hoes like like a week or 2 weeks before Christmas even came, and then you rewrapped them for the Christmas present or whatnot. And yeah, but like you were very good at video games, and then I think that was like the last system you had. It was like the Game Gear, because I don't remember you having like the 64, or like the Dreamcast. I guess you had like Fell Out of Love. I don't know. I mean, you can answer this question. I'll be dead by the time you see this, so you can't tell me. But maybe you fell out of love with gaming, or I always had like the newest system, so you really never even had to buy a system or whatnot. Um, I also remember that tank game you had. I want to say your parents had bought like a Hewlett Packard computer that y'all kept inside that little weird thing that you can like open and close. Like if you was to walk inside like the not the garage door, but like the front door would have been to like your left, like by the stairs type thing. And I want to say I had like a computer thing there, and it was like this this tank game. I want to say it was more like a grid of tanks, and yeah, uh, probably all the video game. I mean, it's a whole bunch of video game shit I could talk about, but just was on that topic for the second. Um, I remember all the days we walked to Kroger's, and they had that little sample machine with like all the candies around them, and you put in a nickel, whatever like that, and you could take like a sample, whatnot. And for some odd reason, we did that like every single time, you know. And this one time, I guess they caught on to a little trick or whatever like that, and they were walking towards us, and I was like, oh shit! So I took off. I thought she was gonna take off too, but it probably been way too freaking obvious, you know, because I made it around the first aisle. It was weird. If you go straight up here, you make a right, and it was like the first aisle, and then you had to stay there. And you said, you told me afterwards that when they asked you how much you put inside there, you gave them, let's say, like you said, like 60 cents or whatever like that. And when they counted your candy, you was like one off, and you're like, obviously you only put in a nickel. You know, you didn't put in no freaking 60 cents. And you were like, oh, you want me to put this one back or whatnot? And they was like, nah. And they let you slide or whatever. See. Oh, that day, it's on the Kroger's memory right now. That day we got out like I want to say we had like $10 each maybe, and but we felt like we was rich. It was rich as shit. We went to Kroger's all the way down to the right side to their bakery thing, and we got like the brownies, like the donuts, all the little candy shit like that, and we're like, oh man, we fucking, it was like fucking like Richie Rich or some shit, you know. And we took it back to the tree, and we climbed up the tree and started eating. I remember my fucking stomach was hurt from eating too much sweets. And one time, it rained like very hard on like speaking about the tree shit. And I went inside the ditch. Like I was walking down that little area like next to the tree, and the next thing you know, I slipped. And you were still on the regular fucking grounds, I think. And you said, I seen your feet, and then I seen your hands, and then I just seen you drop. And then we went to the side of the road, whatever like that, where those freaking worms used to come up on the side of that little curbside thing, and we'd like wash our like feet and our hands and shit. Like, well, I had to wash all the shit off, all the mud off of my fucking body. I want to say it was next to Sam Goodies when you walk inside the mall, like when you're walking like towards the back when our mall just had like one big ass L. When you walking straight, it was like a music store. I want to say Sam Goody at the whatever like that, and to the right of it was his bookstore. I want to say it was Walden Books, and I want to say like to the right of Walden Books is like the KB toy store, like before Foot Locker, or was it KB Walden Books? KB, doesn't fucking matter. But we went there one time, and there was this book with sign language, and we were both excited about the sign language thing, but it was like $19.99, and I saved my ass off, nigga, to get that $19.99. I ended up buying that sign language book or whatever. I mean, still today I know all the D, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you know, all the little shit, F, G, you know. I still memorize most of the little stupid ass shit. Not too many rooms with them all. The memory of us running and jumping off the wash house. We should have broke our legs in like 40 different places, man. We used to take off like running down and then jump upwards and then land and like keep running, whatever like that. And one day we was up there, we was like, let's just chill up here for a little while, and then we're gonna get down, you know. And then we see my dad's little red truck driving down the street. We was like, oh shit, we gotta get up this wash house because he didn't like us being on top of the wash house. And that little red truck, I swear my dad went to the Toyota place when it was still like on Highway 14. Because it was like Conoco, and it was like the Toyota place. I swear my dad just bought the fucking like prototype. It was like, because it wasn't even like a Toyota Tundra, it wasn't like a Toyota Sequoia. It just said Toyota on that hoe. It was just a little red ass truck named Toyota with a manual shift. But yeah, we took off took off running, and then we did our little regular jump thing, hit the ground, jumped over the fence, act like nothing happened. I remember one time I took that freaking bean bag and I jumped off that hole and landed stomach first. Blew all the fucking wind out of my body. But we used to go to the Horseborn. My dad would go to the Horseborn and walk that pipeline over the swamp. Another crazy ass shit, cause bro, we would have failed and sunk inside that goddamn swamp. We would have never been found again. I remember that one time we actually brought Ray and Kenna with us, and Ray kept running. I was like, bruh, that nigga was always a fucking daredevil type ass nigga. Shit. Like I say, all these memories are just popping through my head. At time we got inside of a fight inside the utility room. And I forgot I had that little ass rusty, luckily that motherfucker was rusty and dull as shit, pocket knife inside of my hand because we started fighting. I was hitting your neck and you had those red lashes on your fucking neck. Man, that could have easily fucking went through and hit an artery. Back to the ditch. We found those fucking black and white porn magazines inside the ditch, and it was like fucking like found $1 million. It was like, okay, you can have page 32 through 38, and I'm going to keep page 15. Yeah, before the fucking internet days. So that's all we fucking had. I don't know who left them holes inside there. It was kind of like dug inside the ground. Somebody might have been hiding that shit from their wife or somebody or their mom or some shit. Waking up super early to walk to Donut King, get the best fucking donuts I still have had inside of my life. Also waking up early to this is when I was in the 5th grade. We would pop willies and then try to hold a pop and like spinning our wheels and see how far we could go. And you perfected that because they used to have those little line gaps. That was probably like about 10 feet at least, maybe. And use a pop from one line to the other one. And one time, you just went along like 3 or 4 of them things. I don't know how you get that groove, but yeah, I was never that cold inside on the pop and the Willis thing, whatever like that. And we always made them little bullshit. We found that little piece of metal to make that little bullshit ass ramp. We'd drive our little bikes and jump up and hit the ground. Also, we had that little near that power pole thing, whatever, power line thing, whatever like that. They had a piece of broken on the middle of where behind Kroger's used to be, where the grass was, and we'll hit the little ramp there. We started our little bike group. I can't tell you all the names. I know I was Knight Rider, maybe. Somebody else was Dark Knight. Probably Ray took that name because it was similar to mine. And Kenna was probably like Neon Knight Rider. Something like that. I don't remember what year, unless you were the Dark Knight. I don't know. Those are like the 3 names that sticks out of my head. I could sit here for another 20 minutes and think of the 4th one, but I just don't feel like saying that long. We finally got our go-karts. And yeah, my go-kart was fast as fuck. Because there's a dude from actually, my house right now is in Sulphur. He used to race go-kart. So he took the governor thing off of it. And my dad ended up buying it from him. And then you had like a stock go-kart. So, of course, I didn't have a governor on mine. So it was super fucking fast. You ended up buying it. Dad ended up buying it from us later. And Ray and Kenneth had that freaking 2-seater go-kart. And Dad would keep that thing on half choke and wonder why it wouldn't work all the time. Yes, one time. When you got Kevin when he was driving his go kart, I don't know. We were standing in your front yard, and you just took a freaking rock, and you threw it, and it skipped, and went exactly under where like the little engine thing, and broke his shit. I don't even know how the fuck we was throwing rocks at Kevin. I guess because he was like the real fucking Richie Rich. That nigga had like fucking 3-wheelers, 4-wheelers. Go-karts, any fucking thing you could think about. Super spoiled. I want to say they was all adopted, so bless him. Also, I remember that night I was watching David Copperfield, and their house caught on fire, and like shit, like 50% of the fucking terrorists was standing outside in the front yard just watching their fucking house go ablaze. And I actually left watching David Copperfield, so I was amazed by all the fucking magic tricks and shit, and went go watch it as well. Um, that's pretty much all of my elementary memories. If I think of something else, I'll go back. This shit won't be perfect because I'm just thinking of shit off the top of my head. Like I remember going sort of like in middle school, so like in the sixth grade or whatnot. And your dad took us fishing, and we took the boat all the way to the Sabine River, and I just remember having like this headache. I guess from the wind hitting me from the boat ride being exposed to that much air. I remember when we got there, and I was like, man, okay, we're about to catch like 20 or 30 fish. And we sat there with our lines inside there. Your dad, Mr. Terrell, he was just in heaven, man. And I understand him now. Like, I ain't gonna say this is why he did it, but man, those little moments, you never got married. I don't know if you did now or not, whatever like that. But those moments away from your wife, bro, very much needed. Because I remember some days I would go outside, like come home from school, and he'll just be sitting inside of his boat. I mean, from like 3 to like 8 at night, just messing with like little tackle things. And I get it now. I didn't get it then, but now I get it. But shortly after that, went to a bass meeting because your dad was inside that group, like B.A.S. It's a fucking acronym. Bass Association, something. But they was having like a meeting at like a place. Someone said like in Moss Bluff, you remember, or Westlake or somewhere. Because we all went, and then that guy was there because he was real big on Comic View. I want to say it was fucking Tony Royster. I don't know if I got the right comedian, but there was a comedian that was on Comic View that was there, and he was kind of excited to see him, whatever like that. During that time, we would one time we drove home from the horse pen, and you made the worst bet of your life. I mean, the odds is not in your favor. I didn't think about it until we got home, but it was like every time we see a B, you get one punch. Every time we see a J, you get a punch. Bro, how many words actually saw the fucking J? Every word started with a goddamn B. You had about 30 punches on your way. I probably had like 3 or 4, maybe 6, 5 or 6 at the most. But yeah, I remember that. Also, I remember driving back from the Selborne, and we was listening to Bone Thugs and Harmony, and when they said, so I don't say Thuggish Records Bone, and they said Ruthless Records, and we thought they said Rufus Records. Whatever. I don't know why that just fucking just popped this out of my head. But to be honest, man, just thinking about that, I want to say about 60% of my favorite artists and albums was because of you, like the people you introduced me to. Because like just off the top of my head, of course, the Bone Thugs and Harmony, that was you first. I could go on and on. Twister, Do or Die, Genuine. I'll add some more later. That's just off the top of my head. You introduced, yeah, Timberland. Yeah, I'll think more about it. I just also remember playing dominoes inside the garage or whatnot, and like some fucking old men. It was memorizing that Warren G and Nate Dogg Regulator song. And we also listened to Bone Thugs and Harmony actually while we would play dominoes at East 99 album. Still one of my favorite albums. I know later on you mentioned it was like you know how much Illuminati was inside of Bone Thugs and Harmony, but like our mindset was like strong as fuck back then. Like it never like tempted me to be like, man, I want to join the Illuminati to talk about the Illuminati, because them niggas talked about weed in pretty much every fucking song that they made, and not once either was like, man, we need to go smoke some weed. Like we were very strong-minded kids. I can't explain it. I can understand how it can influence like some other like weaker-minded kids to want to be cool, you know. But I was just cool with y'all, so I didn't give a fuck about trying to impress other people. Let's see. Yeah, getting back to the music. man, The Bachelor and 100% Genuine still two of my favorite albums in the world. And after that bullshit, shit, you got the fucking what came after that shit? It's just Genuine started dying down, man. Bachelor and Genuine, The Life, which is weak, The Senior, and after that, just shit just made me want to fucking throw up. That nigga last album was 100% Genuine inside of my head. He also brought the Timbaland Live from the Basement album. I dug that one, man. So, but that was more of like high school, I want to say. Cause that's been like 98-ish, maybe. But they had a song in there with Genuine, Keep It Real. We were driving your mom's van. You were driving, I was in the passenger seat, and you had it inside. And when we were in front of Walmart, that fucking song by Genuine on that album called Genuine on that album, his song was called Keep It Real. I will sing the shit, but I'm not. I can't sing the shit, brother. You can just go fucking find it on YouTube or some shit. Yeah, it's still one of my favorite Genuine albums, even though it wasn't even on one of his main albums. And of course, Twista, top 10 rappers. Adrenaline Rush, Overdose on that album. Boy, just didn't stop making hits. Oh, he also introduced me to Crucial Conflict. Smoking on, you had that album. I don't know how you was getting your mom to buy you all these adult albums, or I don't know, maybe you had Dina to buy them. I don't know, but yeah, my mom's tripping. She wouldn't buy me like adult music or whatever like that. And so majority of my music came from copying from you when it was still on tapes or whatnot. Someone say, yeah. I mean, skipping like way the fucking head. That memory just popped the side of my head when you got your Avenger, you had like the CD player, thing, and it had like the little wire that goes inside the tape thing that you put inside, and you're able to play on the thing. Yeah, shit, whatever like that. I remember like it was y'all freshman, so I'm still in middle school. Was it? Yeah, I was a freshman. Freshman and sophomore year. First, my freshman year. And I was outside the room with you, RJ, and Dustin. I want to say Ricky Callier was there. Not 100% sure. But Dustin was like, why is he so quiet? And I just really didn't have an answer. I was just a quiet ass dude, you know? And then he came up with the assumption. He said, "Oh, he's quiet because he's a year younger than us. We're like sophomores, and he's like a freshman." It's like, oh god, this is nigga's logic. And then one time when they joined the football team or whatnot, it was you, Kenneth, and I all sitting inside my front yard, and you were talking about when you make it to the NFL. And you said, I'm going to park it was either, your favorite car then was like a Viper, because the one says a Viper, or it might have been a Lamborghini. He was like, I'm going to park my Lamborghini sideways inside the garage. Well, I can't even get it out. He said, I'll drive so fast and I do a hard spin, and it turns sideways within the garage. And one time, I don't know what kind of philosophical stuff you was on, but you was like, you said, think about this. I was like, what? He said, what if, like, in the night sky, you stare so hard and you start to look deeper and deeper, and then you see yourself inside of a mirror staring back at yourself. I'm like, who comes up with this shit? But it's a dope-ass fucking thought process. Another one was going back to elementary. I remember you went to church, and that's a dope ass thought process. You said the priest said, "Who in here wants to die?" And you said nobody raised their hand. And then you said the priest then asked the following question, like, "Who inside here wants to get to heaven?" And everybody raised their hand. And then it was like, "Well, how can you get to heaven if you don't die?" I love that shit. But I do remember my first. No, it was high school, but it was like it was my summer of ninth grade, whatever like that. And man, I told Denise this. I said inside my full video, whatever like that. But I still don't know, man. Like, I had like my little best clothing to go on my little first date with Denise, and it was right there at that movie theater that was behind Walmart. And then you had your permit at this time because back then you could get your permit at like 15, and then your license at 16. Then they later changed it to permit at 16 and license at 17. When I made it to there, but you had your permit, and I was like, man, can you get your mom van? Because my parents wasn't driving me to the freaking movie theater. And you were like, nah, I can't get the van. I can't get the van tonight. And I was like, shit. So I walked all the way over that motherfucker in my little best little clothing, all the little dirt on my shoes and stuff. I mean, I was used to walking to Walmart. We used to walk to Walmart a lot. And then when I was walking back, I seen you driving the freaking minivan to RJ house. I don't know if you just said got permission to take the van in, or you didn't want to bring me to the freaking date. Whatever. I still made it. But what was dope, like, I want to say it was within that year. No, before then. Yeah, because I had my Nintendo 64 during the summer of '98. But before then, I want to say when I was in the eighth grade, you had found out that Toys R Us had a display of the Nintendo 64, and we used to walk from the house to Toys R Us like all the time and just play the little Mario 64 demo thing at Toys R Us. But then eventually, I want to say your uncle ended up getting like a Nintendo 64, and this is we used to walk to after we'll play for like a little while, whatever, on the little demo thing. You were walking to um, to Walmart to get those fat burner drinks. Those like for like 99 cents. Those plastic bottles. I want to say it was like a red drink or something like that. And then eventually, you're like, I don't really think these things work. You stop buying whatever like that. Yeah, but you showed me Star Wars: Shadows of the Empire. I played that. I want to say you had borrowed it from your uncle or a family member. I don't know exactly who it was. But yeah, you showed me Shadows of the Empire when they fought Boba Fett, and I think that was inside like a sewer type thing, whatever. And you showed me Mario Kart, Star Fox. Um, yeah, that was just fun times playing 64 and whatnot. I remember, yeah, I ended up going to summer school for the ninth grade because I was playing around too much with the other fucking kids inside the English classes, which comes really easy to me, but I wasn't doing my work, so I had to go take the English class for summer school, so I didn't have to take it over at my 10th grade year. And my mom was like, "You're not having a Nintendo 64 inside this house or whatever like that. You're not playing them." She called it radio games or Nintendo games, Nintendo, and I ended up finding where she hid it inside the closet, and I took it out, and we would play it like a bunch. And then eventually, she caught on. She walked inside. She was like, "Why is a wire going from the TV to under the bed?" She pulled that thing out. Yeah, that was the end of our Mario Kart playing for that summer. Um, you end up getting so that had to been like not way later, probably like your 10th grade, probably like your 11th grade year. Your sister Dina let you borrow Eclipse. I want to say Eclipse was like a '96, maybe. I don't know what year it was. But anyway, I just remember I was just so excited. You was like, I get to borrow my sister's car tomorrow. Um, I get to borrow my sister's car tomorrow. You want to ride to school with me? And I was like, hell yeah. Like, fucking I had my fucking clothes laid out that morning. Just a little backstory, you know? I had, like, my little alarm set so I could get all my clothes ready. Because I was like, man, when I go to school tomorrow, I'm going to be inside of an Eclipse of Byron, you know? And, yeah, we wrote that thing to school. So at this time, famous song was Busta Rhymes and Janet Jackson. Oh, what's it gonna be or something like that? That weird ass video where he's like marching with the aluminum looking outfit, silver, platinum, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Oh fuck, man, I cannot forget the fucking trampoline days. Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, man. so much fun on that trampoline. Learning how to do the double front and being too scared to do the double back. And then one time I did you looked away. And I jumped up and I did a backflip. And I missed my feet and I landed like right on like here, you know? And he was like, "Did you do a double back?" I lied. I never did the double back. I was still too scared. So no, if you ever think that, man, Jay did the double back and I never done it, nah, Jay ain't never did the double back, bro. But it was funny one time, I was keep hitting backflips, seeing doing those gains and seeing how many I could do. And then next thing you know, I was getting dizzy and ended up flipping off of the trampoline and landed on my feet. And luckily my face didn't hit the side of that bar. And the other time I was sitting there just genuinely casually talking to you, holding the branch from that tree inside your backyard on the edge of the trampoline. The next thing you know, there's the branch snapped and then I just dropped while you was on the thing. But yeah, but one thing you had over me on that trampoline was, boy, you was like a spinning top. Like when it came to like full twists, I don't know what the fuck got inside of you, bro. But it was like watching this, like when you spin those tops and seeing them do that shit, bro. Yeah, that was pretty dope. And then we figured out how to do the front flips from the knees. We hit our knees and bounce up and do like a double front sometimes. Sometimes we did a double and a half. Oh yeah, I want to apologize about Jennifer. Because without me, all of us could have had, I can't say all of us could have had Jennifer, but at least she would have still been inside of our lives as like a friend or something. But after I hit in the back of the head with that baseball bat on accident, yeah, her dad didn't let us hang out with us anymore because she could have definitely been jumping on the trampoline with us. I don't have to go into detail on things. Thank you for bringing me to Megan. Yeah, because I was scared as shit of her mother. And actually drive me there for Christmas, so that was like 99. And yeah, you drove me there, and I could have walked there. I've been walking there, sneaking over there forever, you know. But yeah, you was there kind of like a bodyguard or whatever like that. So I remember I talked for a second. You was at my house one day, and you had called her, and from my house, and then you're like, call me back on this number. You gave me my parents' number, and because you said I might not be at my house when you call back, whatever like that. But she never called back. But I think that's the reason why she had my number, because she ended up calling me back. I want to say way later on. Ken don't want to take credit for that, but I think it was because of that situation. Totally fucking irrelevant. Oh yeah, I also remember when you I want to say this was your senior trip. Not senior trip, like senior skip day, maybe, I don't know. Y'all all at the beach, and you told me you had won the freestyle contest. I want to say it was senior skip day. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. It doesn't fucking matter. You know. But you freestyled the Twister verse from Po Pimp over what's that chick's name? Nicole Ray. Make It Hot. Make It Hot. If you listen to these songs, you'll know. You probably remember anyway. Yeah, they did the instrumental of Make It Hot, and then you freestyled the Po Pimp and one. And it was kind of like hating because you used some other person. You wasn't freestyling. Who gives a fuck? Because you was one of the only people that could break down. You were like, Twister doesn't really rap that fast. I'm like, what you mean? He rap fast as shit. You was like, no, he raps in syllables. He said, I'm going to show you. You started breaking down syllables on how you rapped and whatnot. And you gave me your that little brown bench to work out for bench press and whatnot. And also, they remember the story I told you when we were at Planet Fitness. Of course, you remember that one now. When I told you at Planet Fitness about that time that we were all inside the minivan, your mom's minivan, and you had to be like 16 or under. And I think you had just made like 16, whatever like that. And you get like 4 games for like $6 or some shit like that. But if you're over 16, it was a fucking crazy ass price. And you said that, oh yeah, I'm under 16, you know, you can't. And Ken was like, no, you're not. And boy, you had them, that look in your eye, that whole thing. I was like, man, this nigga Ken about to get it. I don't know when or where. I don't know if he's going to do it here. But when we got inside that van, you hit that lock. Ray was in the Ray was like in the back left, Ken was like in the back right. I was in the passenger, you was in the driver, and you just leaped over and started beating the crap out of Ken, man. And Ray and I was just like, hey, let the fucking silverback gorilla do his thing, because if we stuck in the middle of this thing, we might get hit. Oh, so back then it was like many times we had our little fights. I got punched in the nose. I was bleeding next to the ditch or whatnot. And that spot that we would jump from the top all the way to the bottom. But always, next day, back playing again. Back friends again or whatnot. Trying to think of the rest of like some memories from high school or whatnot. I know you were big on those fucking Arby's sandwiches, those barbecue Arby's sandwiches, because like Ray and Ken and I would be like starving to death, and you would pop up in the menu, Arby's sandwich. We would just watch you eat them hoes. I remember one time you said you gonna make you a mayonnaise sandwich. Those are the grossest shit in the world. Fuck eats a mayonnaise sandwich. um, After we did actually go to. I don't know if you knew or not. I don't know if I told you afterwards. Ray Ken and I did actually go to one of your football games. Probably the only game that we go see you play. So I wasn't really big on going to football games or whatnot. And I just remember, I want to say it was like the 30-yard line. There was somebody running, and you just came in and just bulldozed his ass on it. That's that nigga B, because you was like what? You was like number 58. So I want to say that's how you came up with your email address for AOL. 58 Eclipse from your 58 from your football number. 58 from your football number. Eclipse from your sister Corby is like EKLIPSE and AOL.com, if I remember correctly. Maybe this is an EC. I don't fucking know. I feel like it was an EK. But shit, yeah, you set up my whole high school music library thing, because you had told me about Napster. But you was like, after you download the song, you really can't do shit with it, you know? Because I was downloading the song, but I was like, man, I want to listen to this shit like in a car or somewhere, you know? And you were like, well, you have to also download this thing called Music Match. I remember it was like blue, orange, and gray, the little app thing, whatever like that. And Napster was like that blue and white, or I don't know what the fuck ever. But yeah, you would download from Napster, and then you would convert it over to Music Match, and then from Music Match you could burn it to a blank CD. And after that, I was just set up. I was just downloading music, taking freaking 25 minutes to download a 4-minute song. What it was like 56 KBS. Now I get like 1 gigabyte per second. Now, you know, it's ridiculous, because they used to have the thing where they had the T1 modem was like the top of the line. I think when it's like T2, T3 modem, whatever like that. But when you found somebody who had one of those, it downloaded a lot quicker, whatever like that. Because we just had basic ass dial-up or whatnot. And then when you went to going to college, I'm trying to structure this shit. I don't know the exact year you got your Avenger. Of course you'll remember it, you know? But we took a ride to Lafayette. I want to say you're still in your senior year when we took that ride to go see those bright skin chicks in Lafayette. There's another time I went to Lafayette, because I remember going to Lafayette and seeing. We stopped by Conoco, of course, to fill up the gas tank before we left to go to Lafayette. And I had my little TI-83 calculator, and I was playing a little Blockman game. And we went to the Acadiana Mall, where Marco was working at like the jewelry store. It was like this very bright white jewelry store, like to the left if you're walking straight like that. And then we ended up going to their apartment. I don't know why we was going there, but we went there. And it was like this gas station on like this hill, and like if you go down the hill, it was like where the apartments were. Oh, one of my favorite things was when Dustin came pick you up and you invited me to go to Waffle House. And that's when Dustin had the CD of Dave Chappelle killing himself. It was my first time ever even hearing Dave Chappelle. That dude had me dying laughing. That whole ride to the thing. And this was when Dustin had his, it was like an orangish, like I don't know the exact color, but it was like an orangish, reddish Mustang. Um, oh, when Dennis and I had the race, and you were the person who said go, and I had my Nissan Sentra, and he had this little brown, like I had a fucking like 1993 Nissan Sentra. He had like a freaking like 1987 Eagle. I can't even tell you who the fuck what fuck company makes Eagle, but it was an Eagle. Might have been Mitsubishi. I don't know, off-brand shit. But you said that was I used to in college. I've started races like 3, 2, 1, go. And you said that was the slowest startup I ever seen in my life, man. Them little V4 engine was catching it, man. I had my little shit in overdrive. I was killing it. Listening to fucking Chameleonaire. I remember very vividly when you came back from Texas one day and you had that fucking black cherry Mustang. That had to have been the coldest car in Lake Charles. I don't. Vipers, like a stock Viper, couldn't fuck with that car just on pure looks. I mean, you had like Celine rims on that thing, the black cherry. Man, it was just always exciting just even riding with you. You know, just riding passenger because you shitted on the whole Mustang crew. Because RJ had his Mustang, Dustin had his Mustang. He was like the top. Was that I don't know what kind Dustin had. I would say something special about it. I don't know if it's a Cobra or not. You would know, of course. I don't know. But when your Mustang came, it shut the whole shit down. Any car, pretty much in Lake Charles, couldn't touch that Mustang. Also, when you came back from college, you brought me, not brought me, but you brought what was that dude's name? Pretty Willie. These Four Walls guy. These Four Walls, These Four Walls. He had 2 other songs that was pretty cool off that album. But you had said he had visited y'all college. And you said this dude showed up and he was probably like 5'6", 5'5", super short. And I think he was a Kappa at the time. And they was like charging him up. Like asking him the history of Kappa or whatever like that. Man, I know you put in that work to become an alpha, but man, I want to say you said it was one of the hardest chapters, like in the South, to become an alpha at the Arkansas college you were going to. You had these speakers. I want to say they were called like Vega something. Vega, it was like Vega Dash something. You'll probably remember if you think about it hard enough, as if it fucking matters. But you'll probably think of the name, the brand name. But I think it was Vega. But you had like some cold ass speakers, bro. Like home speakers, whatnot, not for the car. And yeah, that was no. Also college. You saw in college in 2000, 2003, 2000. I want to say it was like 2003, 2002, maybe 2002. We went to when Dina had a wedding at Best Suites, and you had got the hotel room at Best Suites, and he was like, man, artist, man, all y'all, bro, bring some chicks or whatnot, and everybody knew that nobody was gonna bring chicks. We was hoping that the next person brought chicks. The only dumbass brought fucking chicks was goddamn Dennis. But it was you, RJ, Dustin, me, Ray, and Dennis, and then Ray came. No, cycle this shit back through. I see everybody inside the thing, you know, because RJ was on standing on like the this weird ass position, talking on the phone, like his foot on like the headboard, his other foot on like the bed or whatnot. But it was you, Dustin, RJ, me, Kenneth, and Dennis, and then Ray came and he brought his other homeboy that worked with him at Finish Line with like the Chinese eyes and like the Asian tattoos, Asian symbol tattoos on the Asian letter on the back of his arm. And Dennis brought Ashley Touche, and only want to bring a chick, and everybody wants to get Ashley. So we have to get Dennis downstairs, and we tricked him into saying he'll foot race you, while RJ, Dustin, and all the rest of them stayed upstairs to try to get Ashley. And he was like, "Oh, I'm flat-footed, so nobody could beat me inside of a foot race." Yeah, but I ended up having to leave to go to work that night. I want to say all y'all stayed there and end up swimming in the morning or whatnot. I don't know the whole thing that happened, but I was pissed so I had to leave to go to work because I was working at Harris at the time in valet. After college, so this has been like 05-ish. We were all at Strokers, and had those two Mexicans in the back fighting, and we were just shooting pool. You, me, whoever was else with whatever like that. And he was like, "Jared, hold my watch." He took that thing off, he threw it to me. I'm like, "What's this nigga about to do?" I caught it, whatever like that. Next thing I see, elbowing niggas in the back of their fucking neck. And then dragging their ass from the back of the Strokers out the door, and all that muddy ass, nasty ass ground, like alcohol and shit been sprayed, you know? Yeah, that memory stuck out to me for some odd reason. Another time, I want to say this one, I just got my Tahoe, so this has been like 08-ish, maybe. Stupid ass fucking memory. I was like, this was riding passenger seat with me, and I was like, I wonder why cars. I do this a lot with myself, so I usually I keep my thoughts inside of my fucking head, like stupid as shit. I was like, I wonder why cars aren't made from rubber, you know? Because this way, if you hit a car, it doesn't kill you, you know what I'm saying? You can't get wrecked, it was like bounce off, whatever like that. And you just got quiet for like 20 minutes. And I was like, yeah, I should have kept that thought to myself. And then you're like, well, if all cars are made of rubber, then we would more people would have whiplash. And I was like, oh, nigga, actually listen to what the fuck I said. Not that it led into anything, but this is one of my thoughts or whatever. And you end up leaving for Virginia. And there's a huge gap in between there. Because, college days, I bring up hanging out in front of the two or three times I've seen you hanging out in front of Kmart on Saturdays. That one time I brought, what the fuck the girl name was it Lindsay? Maybe the bright skin chick? Whatever the fuck her name was. He was like, "Get her out of your car." I just smacked her, so I couldn't do it. Yeah. But yeah, you end up leaving for Virginia, so there was like a huge gap, and then I want to say you came back in like March of 2011. And then you was working at like a bouncer at the strip club or like in like Logan's Roadhouse. I was like, man, this nigga's way too fucking smart to be inside this fucking field, you know? I ain't gonna say shit, I ain't gonna knock a nigga down for trying to fucking make it, you know? But yeah, I want to say you had your degree in mathematics, like a minor in computer science. And you got a whole reason, like, oh, I forgot to say that, like, when I went to meet to do my classes, my freshman year of college, they were like, what's your major gonna be? I couldn't think of shit. I was like, man, Byron said he wants to go to computer science. Computer science. So I started taking computer science and whatnot. There's a lot more stories I can add inside this thing, but I want to keep everything rated PG because it's going to be on the public platform. So a lot of things going to come up missing. Not that I forgot them. But I was glad when you bought your first house. Like, and you got I was happy that I want to say you did. You end up, you got your house before your mother passed, right? But I know for sure you started working at the plants before Miss Glenda Biagas passed. Yeah, I don't know how badly that affected you. I mean, I guess you're kind of like me who don't show too many emotions about your mother's passing away, but yeah, I really loved Miss Glenda. Let's see. Oh, when you came, set up the VR because you had to drill those things inside the wall. You also helped me do that TV as well. But before then, you drilled the stations, the laser stations, and you're like, okay, I'll just come help this nigga out, and then leave, whatever, like that. And then suddenly he was like, what is this? What is this VR thing all about, bruh? You started playing that Space Pirates VR. I couldn't get you off that thing. I was like, man, I'll just settle in for the night. Let me go get me something to eat, because this dude having way too much fun. And I understood, like, it's fucking Space Pirate VR, because it reminded me of when we were little kids, that Galaga fucking game. And so, yeah, it wasn't no hate, because I did the same shit to you, because one time I went to your house, and this is your second house, and you were playing that puzzle game where you're like trapped and you have to find like all the things like that. And you was like, man, I just can't find this last thing, whatever, like that. My fucking ass, nigga. I don't give up on no fucking puzzles, nigga. I got the fucking like I got some longevity when it comes to solving shit. I just love solving shit. And man, I stayed at your house for about like 2 hours trying to solve that little, and I solved the little last puzzle. But you, again, you did the same thing I did. And he was like, I might as well just make me a fucking sandwich, bro. We're gonna be here for a minute. Yeah, but I was happy you got into VR. Your homeboy, John B, was on the right path of getting. I want to say you got the Oculus One or maybe like the Rift One. But man, the Oculus. If you ever get a chance to get the Oculus 2, man, it blows out. What's the first one we had? Vive, HTC Vive. Yeah, and then it's so low, so you're not tethered to anything. Graphics, every single thing is a whole lot better. Yeah, I've been having that for like 2 years or whatnot. And one of my favorite things is, I know I say one of my favorite things a lot, but yeah, these are like real things that stuck out of my head. Was when we finally beat Contra together. It's when Dennis came over, and I had that little retro system thing, and we just sat there. I mean, it was fucking infinite lives, because you used it every single time when we were kids. Like, you will always finish Contra, and I will always die. It's kind of like towards that little level where they have like the little opening eye thing. You got to lay down to go into the lasers, or you got to jump up, whatever the fuck that stage is. I'll never made it to the little gay looking dude who likes to kick or whatever like that. And that time I actually finished Contra with you. It was the first time ever. You don't know how big that was to me. It wasn't shit to you, but that was like one of my life dreams. Of course, there was other memories after that, but I have to keep it rated PG. I don't know, bro. There's so many memories it has. I'll be here for freaking 3 hours trying to keep this short. I mean, it's like fucking for like over 50 minutes by now, but yeah, if I think of something else, I'll just add it to another video. Oh, when we were little kids, that one, we had it. You had got those little robot things, like a red robot and like a blue robot. And you hit the button, and then when you punch them in the right spot, the little head would come up like that. And just because you had that, you had to spend the night. We had to play this shit all night. Oh, and also all the days on Madden 95 with the Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman doing the HB toss. We had like 3 plays we knew by heart. HB toss, Hail Mary, and wideouts for the passes or whatnot. Yeah, a lot of fun games, fun times on those playing Madden. Yeah, I'll add more to this, if I think of something. But of course, you're gonna remember a whole bunch of things that was like serious, like that I should have remembered. But I just can't do it off the top of my head right now. That's about all I can think of right now. But yeah, peace, bro. Love you, and hoping for the blessings for you. Many blessings for you inside life. Peace.